Hey folks, I have a couple of new pens that I recently came into my greedy little hands, and one I thought this was going to be one of these later style Watermans with a screw cap, because I could see that it had screw threading, but it turns out that the cap is a slip cap that belongs on a different pen. But it actually works. And even though these pens, the Commando pens, are relatively common, I don't have a cap for it, so this is going to do the trick perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It holds it tight, works well. And this nib is expressive and can make nice lines, as you can plainly see. Now, what am I drawing? I haven't figured that out yet. I'll figure that out in a minute. The other pen I got recently is this one, and its nib that was on it was quite scratchy, and rather than try to make it unscratchy, I just put in a different nib, slightly more modern nib than would have fit on this pen, a nib that maybe is 5 or 6 years newer than this pen, but I'm not going to tell anyone if you don't. And this nib that I replaced it with is one that actually has some give to it. The other one was firmer and fine and scratchy, but there was a little bit of a bend in the nib that I was just not ready to repair yet. I am getting some lighted magnifying goggles in the mail, and when I have those on my little head, I'll be able to do those repairs, I hope. Nib repair is something that I try not to do because I'm not good at it. I mean, I have been successful, but I would rather let other people do the repairs. I'm good at tweaking. I'm good at all sorts of things, but my eyesight isn't good enough to really see what I'm doing. But maybe these glasses will help. So anyway, we've got two pens. This one is a thin Schaefer pen from the 1930s, and the other one is a Waterman from the 40s, a Waterman Commando. And what will I draw with these two pens? It looks like I'm drawing how do rib cages work? Looks like I'm drawing a skeleton. The pelvis. This is a half human, half frog, which exist somewhere in the universe where they keep telling me that anything is possible. So I'll just pretend there's a half human, half frog. Oh, this looks more froggy than human, so I have to add the human part, I guess. There's the thumb. Maybe it's just a frog that has thumbs. Opposable thumb. But we've got a head here, so let's make him a human. Small-brained human in this case. Okay, enough of this. Let's now have fun with the pen. So here I've got this very fine nib pen that has a little bit of give to it. And how will we have a pen that can do this. And I always, when I see a pen that is not doing what it can do, I think, well, why is that pen being used? If a pen can go really fat lines to really thin lines, why don't I see the artist create something with the full potential? And this pen wants to be fine, but as you can see, I'm getting thicker lines here by pressing down. Sometimes pens want to do things more than they want to do other things. And knowing what your pen wants is an important factor in being able to use it correctly, I think. Or use it pleasurably for you. If a pen is telling you you're pressing down too hard or you're going in a direction I don't like, the noise it makes is not pleasant. And, unless you like the sound of fingernails on the blackboard, you'll probably decide that, okay, it's telling me something, so I'm going to do something different. I'll follow its directions. Again, pens break you in rather than the other way around. And do frogs have tails? No, they don't. I'm drawing the coccyx, I guess is what I'm drawing. And now I don't know what I'm doing. These are fingers, I think, if I remember correctly. So I sent a pen off to an artist a couple days ago, and I'm wondering if he has received it yet. I'm very eager to see how he likes it, because I think he will. I've had a couple of customers of mine recently tell me that these older pens are just so much better than anything they've ever tried before. And I knew that. I knew that that's what they would say. Or I was hoping that's what they'd say. But I was a little surprised that modern pen companies haven't learned how to do what they used to do back in the 1920s. But I guess maybe it costs too much money to do what they did in the 1920s, or maybe I don't know why they're not doing what they used to know how to do, but that's the way it is with everything, I guess. Craftsmanship is replaced by mass production and making things that are supposed to be obsolete rather than making things that are supposed to last for the rest of your life. So this pen was made to last for the rest of the life of the owner. And I think that was a lifetime pen. Well, not this particular one, but this one was meant to last the life of the owner. That little white dot meant that. The Federal Trade Commission got on their case and said they couldn't do that because it wasn't definite what a lifetime was. Waterman had a 100-year pen that was guaranteed for 100 years. And I mean, Sears sells tools right now that are guaranteed for life. You bring a tool in and they'll give you a new one, don't they? Sears Craftsman tools. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, anyway, so this guy now has a pen that has a very rubbery nib, and I'm curious to see what he says about it. He draws in a very deliberate way. I've never seen in his videos him drawing sort of in a staccato way like I'm doing right here. His lines are more slow and measured, and slow and measured is fine, but sometimes the most variety you can get with a pen is not to be slow and measured, but to be sort of aggressive. And it's the aggressiveness that I'm not quite sure he would be natural for him. I'm sure he can do it, but I just don't know whether it would be natural. So we'll find out. Well, in this world of bone structures, we have a very weird creature. And that's where we'll leave it. Looks like he broke his toe right here. Oh, and there too. Both toes were broken. See you later.